Hi, I'm Leigh Vickery. I'm Brookshire's food and family contributor, and I'm very excited today about my special guest. This is my sweet mama, BJ Smith. She drove in from Mississippi to do this video with us. We have a great recipe we got on our trip to DC recently. And Mama, you want to tell us about it?
We had such a good time, and one of the places we went was the Smithsonian, and there we got a recipe that, an antique recipe that had been, actually, Thomas Jefferson had asked his daughter to please have his cook prepare these muffins. They're called Monticello muffins.
Which name for his house, right?
That's right. But she was living in Monticello at that time, and so he asked the cook. He couldn't get anybody at the president's house to cook them like this, and so he really liked them, and so he asked her to please have them ready when he got there. And
so that's what we're going to make today.
They're called muffins, but they're really like rolls.
That's right.
And
in a skillet. Rolls. We're going to do them in a skillet. So it's something different, something fun for 4th of July, very patriotic, back to Thomas Jefferson's day. The first thing we're going to do is proof our yeast. So Mama, do you want to explain to them what proofing yeast means?
Well, yeast is really an active living product, and so you want to wake it up so it'll be active in your bread or your rolls or whatever you're making.
Because you can kill it if your water's too hot. That's why this is just room temperature water.
If I were making bread at home to proof mine, I would add a little sugar, but this recipe doesn't call for it. Sugar kind of gives it some food to eat, and it wakes it up happy.
Yeah, I like sugar. Well, yeah, who doesn't? It wakes me up. But, okay, so we're going to let this sit for 10 minutes while it proofs, and then we'll add it to the next step, which is our salt and our flour. The next thing we do is just add our teaspoon of salt to 4 cups of unbleached all-purpose flour. And you make a little well in the center to add our yeast and water mixture. There we go. And you just add it little by little and stir. I always use a wooden spoon. I guess you taught me that growing up. Makes it easier to do. Probably I would actually get my hands in it if I were at home too, just to make a soft dough. And you can just keep adding. And then once you kind of stir it in little by little, very gently, make a soft dough with it. We're going to let it rise until doubled in bulk. It takes about 3 hours if you're doing it just out on your counter. Or you can make it at night, the night before, put saran wrap over it, stick it in your refrigerator, and it'll be ready to go the next morning. So it's pretty easy, 4 ingredients, and you've got your basis for your rolls. There you go. You want to stir for me?
I'll be glad to.
Thank you. All right, our dough has risen now. It's doubled in size. We're going to put a little cornmeal out on our work surface here. And Mama, tell me why we have a cookie sheet out over there.
It needs to be lightly floured because we're going to make up the muffins, the Monticello muffins, and make them into small little patties.
Almost like biscuit, little disc size things.
And put them over here and let them rest for 15 minutes before and let that yeast work.
Right.
But before we go to the griddle or the
to a skillet, either one.
That we're going to use to cook them with.
And one thing we forgot to say earlier, we got this recipe at the Smithsonian, which we said that part, but in the kids section, this is actually designed for kids to get involved, which of course that's how I learned to cook as a little girl with my mama. And so it's a fun thing to get your hands all dirty. So we've got this flour out now too. Rub it on your hands, kind of let your kids beat down the flour if they want to. Or you, if you're having a bad day, you can do it. You can do it too. Yeah. Anyway, and then you just start making the little discs.
Just pinch off a little the size that you think you need, and that's why you need some flour right here.
It gets sticky.
It gets sticky, and you can just take care of that with your flour hands.
It's kind of fun. So
they're 1/2 inch to 2.5 inches.
Yeah.
1/2 inch thick to 2.5 inches wide.
Of course, hers is way better than mine, as usual. So anyway, we'll do this, let them rest, and then we'll go over to the skillet. Our Monticello muffins have rested now for the 15 minutes, and Mama's going to help me put them in our skillet. The skillet is heated to a medium heat. You don't want it any hotter than that, or they'll get too brown on the outside and be doughy, gooey in the middle. So Mama's just putting them in the skillet about 1 inch or 2 apart, because they'll still spread out a little bit. We're going to let them cook for 8 minutes on each side. 8 minutes, flip it, let them get brown, and do it, and we'll be done. Our muffins are ready. They're beautifully brown. We're going to put them in our 4th of July basket with this cute blue and white tea towel. It'll be fun for our 4th of July decorations and menu. Now these are not sweet muffins. Remember, they're like rolls. So I would probably just eat them with butter because I don't have a very big sweet tooth. Besides chocolate, I don't have a very big sweet tooth. But Mama, you were reading Thomas Jefferson ate them how?
He loved marmalade. and he would have them make marmalade
Yeah.
at Monticello.
And so he had butter in his marmalade on his Monticello Muffins, celebrating the 4th of July. So I hope y'all will enjoy these too. If you want to make these at home, you can find them on the Brookshires website, which is just brookshires.com, or also pick up the July issue of Celebrate Cooking, which is available in all Brookshire stores for free. It's filled with great recipes. Mama, thank you very much. She drove all the way from Mississippi to come play with me in the kitchen today, so this has been a real treat for me. Thank you.
I enjoyed it. It was lots of fun.